It's December 27th, 2020. I'm in Fort Lauderdale in Sunrise Bay. I'm listening to the weather report this morning, and I want to go outside. I want to get out of this river, but I'm not sure the wind's blowing strong enough offshore to make it worth my while. So I did do that before, and I basically just got rocked. I got beat up by waves. They weren't big waves, but they weren't smooth, and so the boat was just kind of doing that, and it wasn't very comfortable. Shit was falling off the shelves. But I'm trying to figure out now this morning. I'm gonna have some coffee and some breakfast, and then I'm gonna listen to the weather report. I'm gonna check the radar. I'm gonna use all my apps that I've probably shown you already to kind of see what's going on. And I may just go out there and see if the wind doesn't pick up at all. Then I may just stay inside the ICW and deal with the bridge thing. It's Sunday, the weekend after Christmas, so I expect it to be quite busy on the ICW, and I don't really want to deal with that. I'd rather take the outside, but I don't make the weather, so I'm gonna get organized this morning. I need to tune my mizzen stays. They're a little bit loose, and I'll show you that process as I do it. And yeah, we'll get organized, keep our eyes on the weather, and see how things turn out in a couple hours. Either way, we're moving. I mean, we're going, so we'll either take the inside or the outside. That's kind of where we're at with it. So let's see what happens. And in case you didn't notice, yes, I'm wearing a tracksuit and a head covering. The temperature this morning when I woke up, I think, was 50. Let me check that. Right now it's 54, so it's not too bad. It's warming up for sure. It's going to be in the 60s, and it'll actually be a real nice day, I think. But it was pretty cold last night. For South Florida, I don't have heaters on the boat, but I bundled up, and I was pretty warm. But that's the weather, and we're gonna go out there and make the best of it. I'm starting to take apart my stove because it's not gimbaling properly, so it's supposed to kind of gimbal freely, so it floats on, it's balanced. So if the boat goes one way or the other, it's still supposed to stay flat. And it's not doing that because someone put a screw in that's hitting a screw that's mounted on the stove. So I got it all taken apart here, and I'm gonna fix that. I got to disconnect this gas line here so I can work on it. It is shut off here and up above, so I'm going to try to make this thing work properly. I'm going to go ahead and clean it. You can see there's a little bit of, it's not that bad actually, considering the age of the boat and stuff, but there's a little bit of dust and some old rice here. That could be for me, but I'm going to clean this out. Since I got the stove off, just makes sense. Got to clean everything all the time, always cleaning. And my gimbal stove gimbals, so that way if I'm heeling over real hard, I can still cook something if I need to. We don't have to necessarily stop sailing if the boat is heeled over pretty hard, so that's gonna be helpful eventually here soon. These are my mizzen stays. They're tensioners that support my mizzen mast, and they take a lot of the load when there's wind in the sails. And so these are kind of, I can pull them, they're kind of loose. Probably just stretching a little bit from having never been used, and now they're being used. So I'm going to tighten them a little bit, and you really want to do it under sail. You change directions and you tighten them when they get loose until they're both pretty tight, and they don't get loose when you change directions. But I'm going to tighten them a little bit so that when I'm under sail and I go to tune them, they're gonna I'm not gonna have to turn them as far and do as much, because the boat will be moving, probably be out at sea, and you know, I'm going to want to not be messing around. I want to get it done quick. Basically, I just took a screwdriver in here, and then I hold the stay so that it doesn't twist, and then I turn this until it's kind of tight. That's how it's done. Right now I'm standing by for Sunrise Boulevard Bridge, and they've just given the alarm. And so, I mean, I've been here for about 12 minutes waiting on this. I'm going to start creeping up on it. And of course, there's a kayaker coming through as the bridge is opening. Starboard side here, give these other boats as much room, let them know that they've got as much room as they need to get by. You got little boats shooting through the middle here. This guy, he don't give any fucks. And we're through the bridge. Ketch, Starship, thanks you, and happy holidays. Turns out everybody's out today. It's Sunday after Christmas. You know, it's the holidays, and it looks like just anybody who's got a boat came out on the water today. So I'm just gonna, you know, keep a lookout for the traffic and try to find a place to hole up for a little while where, you know, maybe I'm like an hour or two down the river, and I can just get ready to sail tomorrow when hopefully not so many people are out. Always be looking around me in every direction, because, you know, there's jet skis, kayakers, big boats, little boats, manatees. So just trying to stay aware of what's going on. Boats are just kind of crisscrossing in and out in front of me, behind me, and you know, they're a lot more maneuverable than me, so I kind of gotta keep my eye on them, you know. And as you can see, just in this section right here, there's like behind me and in front, there's like 20 many boats. But the weather is lovely. You can see what the sky looks like. There's a real slight breeze. I might try to put up my jib, but at the same time, maybe I'm not gonna, because the jib will block like that whole side, or it will block like that whole side. And considering all these small boats that are moving around, maybe I'm not gonna do that. I think I'm just gonna motor. And I mean, that sucks. I'd rather be sailing, but I just don't trust this many boats out here. I've just kind of passed through Fort Lauderdale Harbor here to Port Everglades. I'm almost all the way through the commercial harbor, and I've finally got a little bit of wind, so there's not a lot of buildings on my port side, and that's where the wind's coming from, so I'm taking advantage of it. Yeah, getting through that last bridge was a little crazy. I wasn't sure I would fit, and there was a ton of traffic. But I think some of the traffic's dying down now as I'm passing the port. But it was pretty crazy there. There were like 100 boats in the water, and you know, I'm just trying to steer, you know, not crash into anybody. But I put up the jib, and I'm doing about 2.5 knots, and that's just fine. That's just fine for me. Everybody can pass me. This guy here, he's a pilot boat for that bigger boat back there, which is underway, and that bigger boat is being pushed by a tugboat. Here's the pilot boat. There's the big boat. I'm trying to drive the dang boat, not crash into that boat, not get blown around by these other boats. decent sized boat right there. Up ahead is Dania Beach Bridge, and they're opening at 4. We are under sail, but in just a few minutes I'm going to drop that sail and motor up, and then we'll just stand by out there. I'm anchored here in South Lake, Hollywood, Florida. My hair looks a little rough. Let's see. Looks like there's a squall about to come in, which means it's already starting to get windy, choppy, and I can feel a little bit of sprinkles. And these folks here, they're out jet skiing around here and boating around here and stuff in their dinghies, and they seem like they're having a real good time. And I'm in South Lake, and this lake, there's another lake, it might be called North Lake. It's not as deep as South Lake. This one's like 20 feet deep, and I like that because that one is it's only like 6 or 7 feet deep in the deep part, and I don't want to get stuck over there at low tide, even though that's where like all the cool bars, and they got like a liquor store and some restaurants. I mean, they had a lot of stuff right there on the water, which is kind of neat. But I don't need all that shit. I'm gonna head south first thing in the morning, make my way to the Keys. I mean, I'm after them lobster, so I don't need beers at the bar. I can buy that stuff at the store anyways. And anyways, I'm gonna make some dinner and get some rest, and like I said, head south tomorrow. So that's about that. Today was kind of a short, easy day. My first day back on the boat after a couple days. I had like separation anxiety from the boat. The whole time I was with my brother's family for Christmas, his wife's family, and the whole time I was worried about the boat, the whole time. And I was just like, when he was like, oh, do you need to go back to the boat? I was like, yes, I need to go back to the boat. And everything was fine, and I probably could have stayed an extra day or two, but I just, I'm the captain of this boat, and I'm responsible for it, and when I'm away from it, I worry about it, But everything was fine, and she did great today. We had a good day, and tomorrow's another day. Stay tuned. I'm leaving Hollywood, Florida right now, on my way down towards North Miami on the ICW, and it's funny because there's these small craft warnings out, and I guess there's a cold front coming in, but it's giving me a little bit of wind, so we're sailing, and the wind's strong enough that it's going around the buildings and not just coming down and collapsing my sails. You can see I've got my jib out. It's pretty nice and calm on this section. It was kind of crazy back where I was earlier, but it's pretty chill day. Beautiful weather, t-shirt and shorts weather. And when I pulled anchor, I pulled up all this mud. It was kind of windy over there, and I didn't really wash down the front deck when I pulled the anchor and all that mud up. So I got a project to clean that later. And that's one of the reasons I'm trying to get south. I'm just trying to get out of this brown water and out of this mud and into some blue water and some sand. And we're getting there slowly but surely. And we're coming up on a bridge, but this bridge is a fixed bridge with a 65-foot clearance, so we're good to go. I can just sail right through it if I want. We're sailing. We're right by Haulover Inlet here, and you can see people just kicking it out on the sandbar. There's lots of jet skiers and boaters out. Even though it's kind of a quiet day, it's Monday, but there's still quite a few people here. A number of boats, people hauling ass and jet skiing all up and down the water here. So lots of people out having a good time. Check it out. Let's zoom in a little bit. See them? See from here. But the water gets very blue right on the other side of that sandbar. It's like a light greenish blue. Beautiful. almost like a little beach in the water right here. And then look how green that water gets. That's what we're looking for. Oh, look at that. We're about to enter that water. Look how, oh man. I am excited about this. We are gonna do some diving and fishing. Oh man, I'm excited. I'm not sure what happened yet. I'm still troubleshooting it, but I lost steering control. I was approaching a bridge. I brought in my jib, and I was kind of holding the wheel with my foot while I was bringing in the line, the sheets for the sheet for the furler, and letting out the sheet for the jib. And I'm not sure what happened. I just kind of lost the feel and went to port side, so which is left. I couldn't turn starboard or right, so I anchored. I inspected my rudder shaft and the bracket there, and it looks fine. And then I pulled anchor and backed out, and the same thing happened again. So I'm not sure exactly what's going on. I'm gonna go through my steering system from top to bottom and see if I can't figure out what it is. You can see here where I crushed my fender rack on the bridge when I lost rudder control. Kind of bent that out of shape a little bit. Luckily I didn't lose my barbecue. I'm Captain Phil. This is Starship. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, everybody.